You are scared. Let me show you how I make a position so complicated that I flagged my opponent in a 15 plus 10-second increment game. It will be so weird. Everything will be hanging, tactics all over the place, but my opponent won't be able to find a move. If you want your opponent to have physical headaches because of your chess style, pay attention. In the previous video, we saw how I went about the opening that I didn't know, got a good position. I was completely winning. I should have left the tension in the center for longer, which was one mistake. Then I made some slight mistakes that you could have learned from as well, but I should just advise to look at it instead of me just telling you everything. And then I got some nice tactics, a brilliant move, a beautiful checkmate. I had checkmate in one, I did checkmate in two, cry about it. And yeah, so you saw the importance of making your puzzles as well. And if you like practical tips like this, subscribe. If you want to know what other tips I said, you should watch the previous video as well. So now we're basically in an accelerated pan of attack, but you took with the other pawn. So usually they play this. Yeah, so take. I shouldn't be scared of check, right? No. So now take, and if take and take, I'm totally fine. If this, I should think about, if I take, do you have this? Um, he's making this so chaotic. I don't like chaotic positions. But I can't just do this, cover checks, develop a piece that cannot be bad. And maybe I should take, make a pawn break. If takes, I have take, and now you have a weak pawn, a king that's not able to castle. And maybe I can even just like check and queenside castle with a check or something. Like check, you block, I queenside castle with a check, you have to move. Then I'll save my bishop. Which looks nice, but this is such a chaotic position. I don't like these types of positions, but I should think about things like take, you take. I don't have a threat or a tactic because your queen defends both of my squares. If I take, you can just take with the pawn, which leaves you with a weak pawn, but that's about it. If I take, I should think about, is this move a threat? Probably. Yes, that's annoying. So I should probably just retreat and attack your bishop. Bishop should go here probably. I have to get my... Wait, this will be hanging. I'm attacking this and this is hanging. I just noticed. So if you do this, I can just take, attack your bishop once more. Oh, that's smart. Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. So if I do this, takes is gorgeous. If I go here, you push. That's quite annoying. But if you push right away, I'm just dead. If I attack you, you still have this annoying take. So I think I'm forced to do this. You will probably push, and then I just have to go away. Or that. So takes, that's defended. That doesn't work. I just want to attack your bishop. If it goes, I'll snap it. If it doesn't go, you probably have to take, otherwise you just dance the salsa. And now I have a weak pawn to play against, which should be quite nice. You're playing with the IQP, with the isolated queen's pawn, which means that you should not trade pieces. Probably dancing the salsa is your best thing to do. Giving up your light squared bishop for a knight should be horrendous, and why? You're not actually forced that you don't want to trade pieces in a IQP position if you're playing with the IQP. I really want to trade pieces. I'm quite sure that if he takes my knight, he's already slightly worse because I have the bishop there. I have the only light squared bishop. Yeah, that's probably the best move. So I should think about this. Attacking here. What if you push? Take is bad. I still think I should play this because you can push this, but I can. I don't know. Yeah, so let me just develop my other bishop and stop you from pushing. That's not a bad move. I might have to play this like a sort of Caro-Kann with bishop here trying to fight for g5. Also in the IQP position, you always have the idea to blockade. So maybe blockading it with a knight is the best move. Probably it is. And the point of this move, by the way, is not at all to take one of these pieces. Taking one of these pieces will only lead to you having a pawn to support your weak pawn, which is horrible in both cases. So I'm not trying to take one way or another. I'm just here to blockade your pawn. I didn't think about what if you play bishop back to c4 though. Bishop back to c4, I could take your knight, you take with the queen. If I put my knight back on b6, that's not great. Yeah, that's a pretty smart move, I would say. So probably just doing as I said. You don't actually have a threat. This looks slightly annoying still, but should be totally fine. Can just move back and I still attack you now, and I don't know. I will find something. And then takes comes with the threat that I can take. But then you can pin me, so it's quite complicated. Oh, but I attack your queen with a check, so you cannot really pin me. Yeah, so bishop here, I have this idea again. So let's put my king safe. And now I should be able to, like, if I put my queen there, the one annoying thing is that you might be able to play this now. Yeah, and I cannot really block it with a rook. So if you go here, take. This is annoying. So probably I do need a move like b5 in the future to stop you from going here and stopping your knight from trying to infiltrate. So I think b5 and oh, you force the decision, fair enough. If I go back, you can attack, go here. This is an annoying move. Take. Retreat. Looks bad. I can just go here, and if you do this, oh, then it's just the same thing. So if this go here, you can put a knight there. Hmm. I also have takes, queen here, but then you can take. I'm not actually developed enough. Take. Um, Knight goes here, and you can just put a rook up to stop me from going queen there. So taking should be bad, and I'll figure out the rest. But taking is bad because this bishop will become too strong. So you can commit to this, but that is a very big weakening of your king. But knight here is a valuable move. And after takes and takes, you fixed the one problem. But then I can take, and then I doubled your pawns again. Oh, that's nice. I still have this. So maybe you have to think about... This go here. After this, I have takes. What if you try to take as an in-between move? Then I have to take back, and after takes, I can instantly take the pawn back. So that doesn't work. And if you take now, I take with the queen. After you go here, I can still take. So that doesn't make sense. No, okay, so I think I'm just developed enough, but it was very close. The point is that after he goes here, weakening his king and this, I can take, and take. And you have to take back with the pawn, which leaves you with a pair of isolated double pawns and a very weak king. So you probably have to trade queens, because otherwise your queen would be too weak. And is this still here? I think it is, because otherwise you will have rook to c8, which is actually quite annoying. Okay, that was a lot of calculation. So do I want to go here? I should move my queen, I think, but the problem with it is that I still want to maintain this. So if I go here, but then you can take, so then I should take, and I just settled that I didn't want that. So I mean, let's first do this. Just so you never have bishop to c4. And I'm just tossing the ball back in your cards. I didn't think of this, which is probably dumb. I mean, dumb that I didn't think of it. Takes. Knight takes. Yeah, maybe I should have considered it. Knight goes there. First of all, why? Second of all, could be a target. Um, and now I don't have the problem. Oh, this is the threat. So queen there stops everything. Yes. So I mean, he just was praying that I blunder my knight, I think, but and now I develop my queen so it's not standing in the way of my rooks. So I can double up attacking your weak pawn and keep pressuring it. Um, Maybe I'm playing a bit fast, but should be fine. If there is an annoying threat with this, I could also always take, and everything is traded off, and then I'm fine and pressuring. So I should consider take, but then there's always take still, so I need more pressure. Going here, doubling up, defending my bishop and your infiltration. That's a move, but you don't have any infiltration. So I should be fine. That knight did absolutely nothing. You have no infiltration. And now I think I'm posing threats. If I can take, I sack my queen, take this. Um, okay, fair enough. Um, I have pawn break, takes, rook takes. Yeah, that looks fantastic. And otherwise I have more infiltration, so you cannot really stop takes and my rook from trying to enter. If you take, rook takes is awesome. This is getting complicated, but I should be able to handle it. I thought about rook here, but this will always be annoying. I can take it for now, but I don't know. It looks like unnecessary complications. So I could rotate my bishop, by the way. I don't know why I didn't think of it at all. Like knight here might be something. I can always take with an attack on your queen, which is quite forcing. And you don't really have an attack on my queen, so I shouldn't calculate much more, but if you can like pose a threat to my rook here and then do this so that I can take and you don't have to react maybe and take, and that's an overload tactic because if I take my rook is hanging. So I mean, this is getting complicated. My queen is like putting pressure, defending this, maybe defending my rook infiltration. And maybe there will be a type of overload tactic in the future. But for now, I will focus on... My queen is put very annoyingly, actually. If I can win this right, and I take, you take, and I just skedaddle this knight. So let's say take, and I take like this. If I take this knight, you take, my queen is attacked, I take this, you take my queen, and I can take a rook with a check, but then... Did I win something? That's an equal trait. I took a queen, you took a queen, that's an equal trait. No, I didn't actually win anything because my queen is always attacked. And I can even take a rook with a check and it doesn't even matter. That's annoying. So I can always think about, like, let's say take, and take. Probably you're forced to take with the bishop, and then I can take with a pin. And I can activate a pin like that. It's quite risky though. Maybe I shouldn't go for those types of complications if it's unnecessary. Probably you have to take. I should. Maybe I can take with the queen, but it's risky because my knight isn't defended anymore. So you can move your knight, attacking my knight. Yeah. So if you take, I take. You take, I take. And now I just have discovery attack. So what have you... What was... Did I just calculate take stakes and you don't take my queen? That's so stupid. So... Takes, rook takes. And then there should be things like take, take. And I can take your queen. So I have to take with the rook, right? Yeah, you don't have a threat, so there are no overload tactics yet. And I have this threat. I have the threat to maybe go here if I take. Like, let's say take, equal traits. I take a piece, you take a queen. I take a queen, you take a rook, I take a rook, you take a piece, and that's an equal trait. Let's say queen goes up. I can still take, and then take should be better. I don't know, very complicated. My opponent doesn't have a lot of time. If I can move here, these tactics will be available. So I think if he defends, I can attack more and you have to defend like this, which will lead to more... Oh, you do that instantly. Was your queen not doing anything? It was defending this, so take. Doesn't accomplish anything yet. Crazy. Put more pressure, defend more, put more pressure like this now. So I can maybe take, and take with an attack, so take. Yeah, I mean, this should be good, but I have to be careful. If I move here, you can take. And after takes, you have takes. So my knight is in the way. I mean, maybe let's just attack this first, and my rook wasn't... My bishop isn't doing anything, except trying to set up tactics with takes, and takes, but those don't work because the queen is gone. So let's now go for this again. And I'm just switching up my intentions here and there. So if you take, I can take. Everything is still defended, but it's very, very complicated, and my opponent doesn't have a lot of time, so that should benefit me. This is defended twice, but it's close. If I go here, you can actually take. So if I want to do this, I should take first. So let's say you defend, I do takes. But then this is annoying. Defend, takes, and if you attack my rook. Take, that doesn't work. So I have to go here. You can take. Then I can damage your structure, and probably this is not because this knight is defended. Oh, this is getting annoying. So I go for this, you go here, take, and then I can take, and if takes, can I block? And if you take, knight takes, if bishop takes, knight takes. Here takes, knight takes, and if takes, I can knight take again, and how do you defend this? You could pin me, and how do I defend against that? I have another rook, and I can maybe take, or I can leave defending my queen, maybe. I don't know. I should be able to figure it out. I mean, I think I can figure it out. I'm not up a pawn. I thought I was up a pawn. Did I not win a pawn on the queen side? I mean, whatever. So takes, I annoyingly enough don't have any infiltration. If I could like put my rook in, that would be so nice. But you have to take. I will take. You probably have to take. I cannot pin you because of your bishop, so take. Take. If you pin me, I can defend. And I mean, I can then take and maybe go for this and try some discovery attack. I should be fine. Let's play this out fast to annoy my opponent. Because he does only have 2 minutes. But we're going for an endgame now. But I mean, your isolated pawn will become more and more a problem and will become weaker and weaker the more pieces we trade. And my opponent did a very good thing not letting me trade too many pieces. If I traded pieces, I always had a annoying thing. So you can trade. I could, by the way, take and queen takes. Is that better than letting myself get pinned? Takes, queen takes, and if takes, I have the threat to maybe sack my rook and fork you, but that's not strong enough. Oh. I can take, and if you take back, I have this. This is also not defended. So if you take, I can maybe take. You might have tactics with takes, queen take, and I still take a bishop. So that's winning for me. You have to take back. And now I can take this, right? If I take, you take, I can take, you take, and I can take. Yeah, so this should save the day. And if you take, I can take, and if you take, I have take. And maybe I also have an attack here somewhere, but I'm not quite sure. So I think I come out of these complications up a pawn, but it's very, very complicated. It could well be that I messed up somewhere, but I think I navigated this quite well. If you take one of the knights, I'll take back with the other knight. And if you take, I can take, and if you take this, I can take another piece. Now I have these threats, and you don't have time, so you should try takes. I can, by the way, take this. Oh, maybe that's even stronger, taking this, defending that. Make a move. Why didn't you try something? Why didn't he try something? I mean, that was one of the most complicated positions I've ever had. That was incredible. This is a draw. This is a draw. This is a draw. This is a draw. Here I'm losing. This is a draw, draw. I'm slightly better. I'm way better. What? I calculated this, but that was losing. Yeah, exactly, to that. But I win a pawn back. I lose a pawn back. Oh, I didn't see this. Okay. I mean, fair enough. Fair. I mean, I didn't see this. Sure. So I calculated it correctly, except I didn't see the skewer on the end. So I'm slightly better, slightly better, slightly better. Wow, I'm completely losing here. Takes, queen takes, takes, and what now? You infiltrate. Oh my days. Yeah, but takes. Oh, takes. I take a queen and you take another piece with a check. You have an in-between move. Wow, and your knight is not trapped. Incredible. What, this doesn't lose a piece? I mean, it... Oh no, it doesn't lose. I cannot defend this pawn. Damn, okay. I was losing there. You had the in-between move. Fair enough, fair enough. So I was losing for a move, but this is equal, equal, quite equal, slightly worse, but I mean I'm black in an opening. I was losing again. What's the problem? Castle and I win a pawn. What's the problem? I win a pawn. Takes, takes. What's the problem? Go here, I just develop. Oh, your bishop attacks my knight, okay. So I just defend, give up a pawn, but I mean it's only a pawn. Cry about it. Develop, develop. Attack queen, take a pawn, develop, develop. I can castle, and now... Oh, that loses a piece, okay. So I'm just too slow at castling, I think it is, and you can pressure me and I cannot really castle, but you have to follow a very weird pawn sacrifice to infiltration to open up lines. So I mean, fair enough, and I mean this is draw. Yeah, this is a draw. So let's see. So we get this takes knight here. That's the best move. Best move. This is fine. This is okay. Attack. That's losing because of the weird lines where you can prevent me from castling. But I mean, that's pretty difficult to find. Now I can stop your advancement. You can castle. I'll just blockade your pawn. Apparently it's better to do this. If you push, I might have complications with taking your knight. But I'm not quite sure. But I mean, developing is it. Develop castle. This is all good. Yeah. So this is a big decision. Takes, go here. I mean, I wouldn't damage my structure. Takes. And I mean, I guess he has an extra pawn island and I have the only bishop in the position, but I mean, it's such a minor advantage. He's a bit more active, I have the only bishop. His pawn structure is slightly worse, but fair enough, maybe I should have gone for that and slow play the endgame. This is a big, yeah, because of the things we saw. So takes, and now you can sack a rook to get this discovery attack with an attack on my queen. And the only thing I can do is take this, you take this, I have to take this. And now if you take a piece and I were to take a piece, but my queen wasn't defended and yours is, that's why piece coordination is so important, because my queen is undefended. You have this complete capture chain, but I cannot take your knight, and you have this in-between move that messes things up even more. So you can even take another piece, but if, for example, you were to take, I can defend everything and I'm up 2, but I didn't saw this in-between move. So yeah, I was completely losing, but it's quite a difficult tactic to see. You have to sack a rook to get my queen into a position where you can do this, to sack a piece, but you can take a queen. I take a queen, and now you have to find this in-between move so that you can capture my bishop, and then you're up 2 points of material. There was even a line where I kicked your knight, knight had to go, and I win a pawn back for it, and I'm only up down like 2 pawns for a piece, which is worse, but clutchable in certain conditions. But I mean, he didn't see the tactic, I didn't see the tactic, it was a crazy tactic. And you went for this, I played the best move. This is fine, that's the best move. This is quite annoying, but this is the best move. You take, and here rook takes is not too great. Knight takes is better, trying to go for this maybe, but I still wanted to keep my pressure on this pawn. So yeah, fair enough. I took with the rook, which is not the best, and now I have to find this, but we saw already, like, I calculated the sacrifice to take here, but then I can take, you have to take, and now you have this cure. And I mean, very difficult to see, very... I mean, so I calculated this and I thought, let's just pressure. You attack my rook, and this is slightly worse. I had to sack this to take, queen take. I calculated this, but takes, and I didn't really see the point. I mean, I win this pawn back, fair enough. And now my knight is a beast, my rook is a beast, this knight is fine. You do have the bishop there, but this is a weak pawn, and this is slightly better for me. Yeah, I mean, this is a nice position to play, fair enough. And I mean, by the way, threatening takes, and takes, damaging your structure and winning a piece. So you have to be very careful. And I mean, yeah, probably that endgame was better. But I did this, I was slightly worse. You take, I take, and I'm slightly worse if you play your rook there. I didn't even consider this. So I would take. This was my plan to most threats you have. After this, I take, I have to sack my bishop. What if I just do this? Take back, take, take, and I'm down a piece. I win this, but I'm down a piece. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, yeah, I just lost a piece. So I cannot actually defend my knight after. I always thought like I can always retreat and defend my queen, but not if my knight is already stuck here. Then I have to leave, but this is pinned. So I have to give up a pawn or I have to give up the exchange. Oh wait, why does... Wait. Am I clicking the wrong buttons? Yes, so what if I go here? Oh, after takes, this is a forward, but you can take my queen. I have to take back, and you can save your rook. Yeah, this is not actually a forward because you have the forcing move to take my queen first. Yeah, okay, that's smart. Fair enough. That's not actually a fork. So we both don't see it. Take. And now I have this clutch move to take this pawn and attack this. And I calculated takes. I would take here. Now this is a threat. Your best move is to sack your bishop. Oh, because this is a pin, so you will lose one of your bishops. And I can check, go here, take. Oh, takes is a problem. Takes. And yeah, this is quite difficult. So I should think a bit more about... I mean, in this position, I just have to think like, what is my threat? What is his threat? His threat is greater. Maybe I could take, go here and now defend, but then you will attack me, and this is also not good. So I just have to defend against your threat, and if I see that your threat is more important than mine, I will. So takes, and after takes, and takes. I just lost a pawn, but it's a draw. I have enough experience in making that a draw. So taking is bad because rook takes, and now this is a problem and that's a problem. So I have to take, yeah, fair enough. So I cannot recapture. I should take here and then take, but you have takes, and after I run, takes, and yeah, this will also just be a draw. Um, why is this bad? Oh yeah, that just loses everything. That's why it's bad. Yeah, I mean, I am quite confident that I could have drawn that, but I should have won this more cleanly, but I made it very complicated. My opponent couldn't figure it out in time, and I never really had winning chances somehow. But I have enough complications that my opponent didn't find the winning chances in time, and I'm quite confident that I would have won the game if it would have continued. Like his moves were quite complicated towards the end, and mine were pretty easy. Like I was calculating takes, and now he has to find this sacrifice. Thinking about I'm going to fork you, but you have time to take, and while this is hanging, by the way. And I don't know, I think that this is a findable move if you are a learnchess subscriber, because I had a game like I think 15, 20 episodes ago where I had a pawn that I would have lost anyway. So the engine found a pawn sacrifice around here so that you would have to take my pawn with a pawn, damaging your structure, instead of just taking the pawn with a piece, developing the piece. And I was completely winning if I sacrificed the pawn, but I didn't. So I could have put a pawn forward with a greater threat than he posed. I had to recapture a piece, but I had the pawn sacrifice first, and you had to take, and only then I could recapture the piece, and then your structure was damaged. Instead, I took the piece. He took the pawn with a piece, and he was winning again. So if he was a Lunkly Chess subscriber, he could have won this because he will lose this piece, so give it away first for something, but that's quite complicated. But because of you give this away, that is hanging now. So I don't know if he would have found this, to be honest. No disrespect. I don't know if I would have found it, is what I'm trying to say. So I hope you learned a lot. I did for sure. And subscribe, share, like, and I will see you in the next one.